What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Blue. Welcome back to Train Sim World 2, and we're going to be exploring a new German route add-on between Munich and Augsburg. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the actual route name, but we'll be starting in Augsburg, where we're going to be heading eastbound through the German countryside in the ICE 3 German high-speed train. If all goes well, we should reach around 230 kilometers an hour. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get the doors open and let's get started. And while we're waiting for the passengers, I'm going to go ahead and turn on our systems here. Our LZB isolation switch to on, our PZB switch to on. We're going to leave off the CFA today and be a bit more relaxing without it. Shouldn't be a problem. And also we're going to be running with the AFB today, or I like to call the cruise control or auto throttle. So we'll do that. Go to 9 for that, AFB Oz, and then V Soil, something in German. There she is. There's also a way, I don't know how to do it yet, I've not really done it, but there's a way on here somewhere. I think it's one of these switches. You can actually change what shows up on the information screen outside on the train. So I can't remember what button it is. It's one of these. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's this one right here, and I don't know how to change it. Yes, I don't know the difference. I don't even know what those mean. So I'm gonna leave it alone. It's something in German, or some German city name that I've never heard of. So we're not gonna worry about it, but you can actually go in here into some of the screens and change it. Also, you'll notice, maybe you'll notice, maybe not, they've also kind of modernized the dashboard in here from the previous ICE that we've driven. Right here, this little, all this right here, this main section here has been kind of updated, so it's a bit different than the previous ICE that we were driving before this update. All right, so passengers are ready. Let's go ahead and lock the doors on the left side. Again, we're rocking with the safety systems. We gotta be extremely careful today. Watch the signals and whatnot. Heading to Munich. Here we go. Let's go ahead and make sure that let's do train brake to 1B for a second, and then we're gonna make sure the parking brake is released, which it is. I'm gonna go ahead and fog up the cab real quick. Where is it at? Lounge window opaque control. Gotta love that. So that's on now, and then we're just gonna give it a little power. Actually, no, Humpty. Parking brake released. Yeah, train brake release. There it is, and then. Actually, let's go ahead. We have the AFB set. Let's go ahead and set the AFB to 40 kilometers. We can't go faster than that because of the PZB. And then we'll go add throttle. Decent amount of throttle. Now, this route in its entirety is actually 62 kilometers between Munich and Augsburg, or 38 miles. So it's a pretty decent length for a high-speed train like this. So it shouldn't take us too long, though. I think the full route from end to end will take you around 30, 33, 35 minutes if you don't have any delays. So we do have one stop between here and Munich, and it's actually like a smaller station right before we get to Munich. So the majority of this 49 kilometers we got coming up next is gonna be the majority of our leg, and then we got a quick stop, and then we'll continue from there. So again, let's watch the signals. I am using the PZB and the LZB. If we miss a yellow signal or a red signal or something like that, then the emergency stop will kick on, and we don't want that to happen. There is one of the regional trains there on the right. Very nice. It's actually an extremely busy timetable. And you don't really notice it right now because it's kind of not as busy on this end of the route. As we get closer to Munich, you'll see a lot more of the commuter trains driving around and stuff like that. But it's really freaking cool, actually. I really like it when the routes like these are more busy. I don't know, it just feels more alive. I understand in real life, you know, sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like you have those long stretches of time where it's just nothingness, and then you get into the city where it gets really busy. So it's kind of what you experience on this route. All right, so we can now go up to, looks like 80, says at 90 kilometers is the speed limit. We're now clear to go that fast. So again, right now we're using the cruise control or the AFB, so I'm just basically moving this handle right here up, the AFB controller, up and down. And so we move it up to basically the speed that we want to limit the train to go to. Right now I have my throttle set to, I'm moving up to max now. So basically it's gonna do maximum input, maximum effort to get to that speed, but it will stop at that speed. So you got 2 green signals coming up, so we're still good to go. See, the speed limit just jumped up to, looks like 160 possibly. Yep, 160, and that horn right there is the LZB control. I'm not going to be doing a full tutorial on how to do that today. If you would like something like that, let me know. So basically what I can do now is I can extend the AFB right here all the way to the end, which is 330 kilometers if we hit the top speed of this train. And then I have my throttle here set to max. So basically now it's pretty much just going into auto throttle mode. LZB, what it does is basically takes control. It'll pretty much drive the speed that's posted. So right now speed that posted is like 150, 160, something like that. Whenever that speed jumps up, it'll automatically go to that speed without me having to actually manually do it. You got me? And then also another helpful thing before we start looking outside here, you see it says 150. That is either, let's see, right now our current speed is 147. It says 150, which I think is supposed to mean the next lower speed limit will be 150 at some point ahead of us. But really, our UI up the top right says 230 in 2 kilometers. So not really sure who to believe there. Not really sure who to believe. But like I said, we have SIFA turned off, so don't have to worry about that. Beautiful bridge as we come out of Augsburg here over the river, heading east to Munich. And like I said, I actually like this route. I like this route. And matter of fact, I've been driving, this is my most driven train in Train Sim World. Yeah, like no kidding. I think this is my new favorite train. I know I said my favorite train was the one on the cow train, the Baby Bullet, which I still really enjoy it. But I've really come to learn and love this ICE train on the other German route that came with Train Sim World 2. And I've been really digging it. I really like it. I've learned how to do the signals. I've learned how to read the signals, how to run the PZB, the LZB, the SIFA, all that stuff. Look at that beautiful German countryside out there on the left, farms and whatnot. Very nice. It looks like Germany. It looks like Germany. But yeah, I've been learning a lot about the ICE, especially in anticipation for this route, knowing that the ICE was coming here as well. I was pretty happy to have another route to do the ICE on, and hopefully you know, we'll have even more in the future. I mean, we already have a decent amount of German routes, and this is why I was saying that this timetable is so busy. There's a ton of hours. There's 24 hours plus probably worth of things you can do just on the timetable for this route, because it kind of incorporates pretty much every German train that has come out the Train Sim World. I mean, Main, Spezebahn, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I can't even pronounce them, right? But there's a ton of those, man. And they look pretty good. It's pretty busy when you do it. There is a performance hit, especially on console. They've had some issues that they're currently trying to figure out on the console to try to make it so that they can actually add all those, as they call them, layers or routes or trains onto this route. But I like the busier it is, it's more fun for me personally. I really enjoy a busy route. I enjoy, you know, having to once in a while, you know, pay attention to the signals and slow down here and there if I'm going too fast or I'm ahead of schedule or somebody else is behind schedule. I think it's really cool to have a busier route. So it's pretty sweet to kind of have at least an area. I just personally wish there was a way, and again, I'm not extremely familiar with Germany, but I wish there was a way to connect all of these routes and just make just one massive, you know, route that just kind of goes together. I think that would be freaking amazing, you know what I mean? Because that doesn't exist. I don't know. I mean, maybe some other train simulator has it. I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, it'd be really nice to kind of have this one massive map or country or whatever to kind of roam around and do stuff, do jobs and stuff like that. I think that'd be amazing. But a man can wish, you know what I mean? But anyways, as far as this route, I like it. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of different timetables to, scenarios. There's 5 different scenarios that you can do, many different things you can do in the timetable, including going into the depot, coming out of the depot. You can do some freight stuff with some of the other DB trains, and it depends. It kind of depends on what other add-ons you own. You can see we're passing by another regional line right there. Got some houses right next to the train. Little towns, businesses. You can see off in the distance lots of what looks to be farmland. But another thing, my last ICE video we did it in the snow, in a blizzard, and I was like, you know what, next time we're going out there in a freaking sunny day, because this train is really pretty. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty cool to kind of combine things like that. But they've done a lot of focus in Germany. I would like to see more attention like in the US for Train Sim World. I know that a lot of people have been requesting a lot of French routes, which I don't know much about the French routes at all. Honestly, I don't know much about any of these routes. I learn about them as I drive them here on the sim. That's all I know, literally all I know. Once you get outside of Augsburg and you kind of see the countryside, man, it looks very German. I don't know. To me, I mean, I'm not from Germany, but it looks very German. There's like nice little solar panels over there. Lots of trees. You know, it's flat in some areas, kind of hilly here and there, which looks very German to me. And right now we're in the what's called the high-speed, I don't say the high-speed lane, but like the high-speed rail area. Over here is where all the high-speed train goes up and down. Over here on the right side is where the regional trains stop, which we just saw back there. As we get closer to Munich, you'll see even more of those regional and commuter trains as we get close to the city. Again, the Munich terminal is massive. It looks amazing. And as you can see right now, we're already at 230 kilometers. This is pretty much the fastest the speed limit will allow you to go on this route. Now, if you're not, you know, following the rules, you could just kind of do what you want to do. You ain't gotta do, you don't have to follow the rules. I mean, it is a game. So you can get all the way up to 350 kilometers, maybe even faster, if you just punch it, man. And trust me, I know you will, and trust me, I will too. Because I mean, who doesn't want to just go fast in one of these trains? That's kind of the beauty of driving such a powerful high-speed train. I did watch a video a while back on an ICE. It was a type of ICE train that runs through Spain. So I thought it'd be cool, man, to have like a international route where it goes from one country to the other, or a lot longer. I don't know. I may have to jump into like Train Simulator or something like that to really see something longer like that. But you know, the solar panels look pretty good, the reflections on them. So far we had green lights all the way down, not really expecting any delays anyways. As you can see here on our dashboard, it says 200. So right now we're at 230 kilometers. Our next speed limit should be, for what it says, 200. So right now we're at 230. It's going to 200. You see right here it says 99999. That's basically saying the distance from where we are to the next signal, or the next speed limit. So right now you see now it's going down. Before it was too far away for the LZB to actually kind of track the exact location, but now it's kind of counting down, so you can see it'll be dropping. And here in a little while, our speed, because we're on LZB as again the auto throttle function, it'll actually slow us down to meet that speed limit once we get there. So it's really cool. It reminds me, if you're a flight simmer, it reminds me of two things. It reminds me of auto throttle, and it reminds me of VNAV, because VNAV will descend you, slow you down, all that kind of stuff to get you to where the altitude you need to be at, the speed you need to be at that altitude. And it's kind of the exact same thing that AFB does for you, or sorry, LZB does. There it is. So there's some commuter trains there stopping on the side there. So you can tell we're getting closer to Munich. We're still 19 kilometers out, but that's the first one I've seen so far. That is the, I can't remember the name of the DB42 something, but that's the other train that comes with this route pack. Two trains come with it, the ICE and that one. So it's pretty sweet. I haven't actually done a route in that one yet, but it's very similar to the other of its type. Here's another one. So actually already it's getting pretty. You're starting to see a lot more traffic. This one is actually, looks like it's out of service, but still, you're starting to see a lot more traffic now as we're getting closer to the city. the stations get closer together. And again, we're gonna remain over here in these in the kind of the high speed area, the high speed lane. So it's been all chill so far, man. Been pretty calm, honestly. Not a lot in the way, no delays. We've been having all green lights so far. Not really expecting to get any slowdowns or like any yellow lights until we get right before the station. Our speed is actually now coming down on its own to 200. I don't know. I think yeah, it's changed. I didn't even notice it. Didn't even notice the speed limit changed to 200. But now it's at 200. Our next speed limit will be 160 kilometers, and you can see it already mentions that down there. LZB is still active, so it's still controlling that, but eventually it will end and we'll have to control the speed on our own. I mean, a lot of people could say, you know, it's kind of boring to allow LZB to do its thing. You don't really have to do much. You just kind of sit here and let the train do its own thing. But I don't know, I personally just like to kind of dig in and dive into some of the systems and learn how they work. Don't have to always use them, but I like to at least learn how to do it. And I'm looking forward to, you know, doing more services on this route, checking it out, checking out the other trains, seeing how that goes. Alright, there it is. So that right there, it says end. So I'm gonna hit the end key, and our LZB has just ended. We just left the LZB zone. So what I'm gonna do to reset that is I'm actually gonna change my throttle to minimum. As you can see, also our speed limit is coming up here at 160 kilometer speed limit, so we got to make sure we get down to that. It looks like AFB is still slowing us down for that last speed limit. Once it gets us down to 160, we'll pretty much be on our own most likely. So there's 160 right there, and we do have a uphill elevation gradient. So I'm gonna go, there it is. LZB is now completely gone, so I'm actually gonna turn off AFB as well, because that is actually gonna have to reset. Once LZB cuts off, you kind of have to reset the AFB, or the AFB. I say AFB because she said it that way. So yeah, so 150, we're good on our speed at the moment. Just kind of watching the signal, see we're getting really close to the station. So let's go ahead and reset the AFB here just for a second. Hit 6, there it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and match. Actually, I don't think I did it right. No, I didn't. All right, now, there we go. Alright, so now let's go ahead and set that to the current speed limit to 160. We'll stay at 160. We'll give us more power. Lights are still green for us. In 3.2 kilometers, we'll have to drop down to 130. But make sure you watch the signals because we are getting close to the station, and we'll probably be expecting to switch to tracks here in a little while. So I was kind of curious, and I was kind of wondering, like, could I go on Google Maps and follow along with this route and it be accurate? And the answer is actually yes. Matter of fact, while we're talking through that, let's go ahead and get slowed down. I'm gonna bring our power down. Actually, we're gonna bring that AFB down to 130. We're a kilometer and a half out, and it should slow down. So again, we don't have LZB, so it's not automatically changing the speed. Now we have to manually change the AFB cruise speed. Again, I'm using cruise speed to kind of make it more relatable. There's 130 right there, the sign warning us that the speed limit's dropping to 130 up ahead. It was a yellow sign, you probably missed it if you weren't looking for it. And here comes 130 in about 600 meters. But yeah, so I looked up on Google Maps this exact route. Nice, driven 40 kilometers, beautiful, love it. It matches. It matches pretty well, going from Augsburg to Munich. And you can see all the rivers are accurate, the cities. I mean, it may not be the exact building that's there in real life, but it is a representation of it. Here's some more traffic coming up here. We have freight traffic hauling some cars. So now we're kind of on our own, so we don't know really what the speed limit is coming up until we kind of get up on it. And actually our station's coming up. I forgot we have another stop. Oh no. Oh, max brakes. Max brakes. I forgot this was a we had a one stop. All right, cool. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Nah, we're good. Okay, we'll let it roll in. How we looking on time? So we're right on time. We're looking good, baby. We're professionals now. All right, we're here at platform 9 in Munich passing platform, and came a little bit far. Kind of went a little too far there. It's okay. That's all good. Open the doors up. If you look out here on the platform, one of the cool new features with this update was adding the platform signage. It's actually accurate to the train that's coming in, where it's headed, things like that. I think that's pretty darn cool that they finally added that. I hope that they do that with more routes, not only in the future, but with the past routes as well. You can see here we have, we're going towards Munich. We have somebody else, I guess the 1102 ICE 708 is going to Dortmund. I'm not sure if that already passed or not. But those are accurate. So if, you know, there's a train that says it's coming in the future, then it should be there. Hey, lock the doors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far so good. Let's finish strong. Let's go ahead and release the brakes. We almost missed that station. I did not see it coming. There was no signal that was like, hey, you have a red light. There were no red lights. It was all green. All right, so power on. And we got one more stop, 7K away from it. So not very far at all. We'll be there in probably just a couple minutes. We need to be there in 7 minutes, it says, but we should be there in probably 5. I do really dig this this green stripe livery. If you guys didn't know, it actually represents something about German's fastest climate protector, something like that. Not really exactly sure what that means, but something to do with eco-friendly. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I can dig it. One of the more recent ICE liveries. All right, so we're topped off here at 130 kilometers an hour, something like that. We're getting pretty close, only 5K out. And we're expecting to drop down to 60 here. This is where PCB gets interesting. Whenever you start dropping your speed limit down below like 90, 80 or so, that's when you have to actually really pay attention. We have green signals ahead so far, but if we see any yellow numbers, we have to hit the PCB acknowledge button, and it makes sure we let the system know that we saw it. So we're only 2.8 kilometers out, around 2.5 from the mile marker. Not the destination, but the mile marker. I'm actually going to go ahead and start slowing down. So here it comes here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the throttle down to 0 minimum. We'll bring our AFB down to 60. And then we'll start bringing in some brakes slowly. Get started slowing down here early. You see it's getting a lot more busy out here as far as the buildings, a lot more higher buildings out here. As we get into the into Munich, approaching Munich terminal. Another train track going down there. There's 80. Let's go ahead and bring the brakes back a little bit. We're still a kilometer and a half out. But yeah, I've really learned and grown to love this train. I really like it. We might have slowed down a little early, but it's okay. I'm still kind of new to this route. Or not kinda, I am very new to this route. There's another commuter right there. Now you can do regional with that train too. Right. And I freaking missed. I missed the acknowledgement, and it's gonna stop us. Oh, this happens every freaking video. Oh, we were almost freaking there. Oh, that's so annoying. That's the thing, man. If you're not paying attention, I was looking at other trains. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this quickly. So to reset that, I'm gonna need to basically bring some brakes on, just a little bit of brakes. Bringing the throttle to off, reverser to off. We'll hit the PCB acknowledge, which is over here, and the PCB release, and the PCB override. I don't know. I just do them all, and I assume that's all that needs to be done. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. So I reset it. I just put the reversal back and forward, and I hit the PCB acknowledge and override again. Now he's yelling at me in German. And now we need to basically only go 40K out of here. We should be okay to release the brakes. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're still not behind. We have 2.3 kilometers to go, and we have 2 minutes to do it. So sorry about that delay, guys. I must not have been paying attention to something. Must have been a sign or something that was. I knew it was coming. That's the thing. I knew it was coming. I was like, all right, speed limit is dropping to 60. That means a PCB might kick in if I don't watch the signage and the signals. And you know, look what happened. I started looking at trains. Started train spotting. The 100 hertz thing down there popped up, and if you don't acknowledge it fast enough, it'll just throw you right into emergency stop. So it's all good. I've been getting better at it, but it's definitely a learning process using the whole safety system stuff. So it's not for everybody, for sure. But I thought, you know what, I thought I'd give it a try. Try to take my train simming knowledge to the next level there. So right now we're kind of limited. You see that where it says flashing 70 and 85? That's the PCB, I believe. And when it's flashing like that, you're not allowed to go any faster than 40 kilometers until it stops flashing. Then you can go above 40 kilometers. Right there on the right, that's actually the car wash, or sorry, the train wash. So you can wash the trains right there. That's the ICE train wash. There's another red signal there. See, it says 40. I'll hit the PCB acknowledge. See, now 100 hertz came up. I'm gonna hit it again just to make sure. It's like whenever you see any yellow, basically, the way I've learned it is if you see any yellow on a sign or a signal, hit the PCB acknowledge. Again, this only matters if you have the safety systems, the PCB safety systems turned on, and that's this over here, PCB acknowledge. There's also the release one too, if you get into some trouble. So the new speed limit now is actually 40 kilometers. As we are creeping into the station, there's a ton of tracks out here, man. Again, it's kind of it can be a bit of a performance hit out here, depending on your system. It's actually not as busy out here as I thought it would be. It's in my past test, driving in and out of Munich, it's been pretty busy when it comes to traffic. We have a 30 kilometer drop now. Not 30 kilometer drop, but 30 kilometers is the speed limit. Coming up here in just about 50 meters, so we'll slow down a little bit more. Very nice. Look at that bridge. That is beautiful. The station right there too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try out the other train. That is a good looking bridge. Because the other one, the smaller train actually, or the smaller and slower train, stops at most of these stations. So if you really want to, you know, really get a really good look at the route, you know, it's best to kind of take one of the smaller commuter trains and do the commuter service, where you stop at almost all the stations. That way you can kind of really explore the route and see what it really has to offer. And sometimes, depending on how much time the passengers have to get on, you can even jump off the train for a few seconds to go explore each of the platforms. In the ICE, you don't really have that enough time. It's too long, and the platform's too long to really look at. But look at this. Check out Munich Station here, man. It is huge. Just wait till we get inside this thing. I believe this is the end of the line for us today, too. If we were to continue, we're on timetable mode, so if we were to continue, we could. Once we get to the end of this, we're going to go ahead and hit throttle power to 0. Again, we're still using AFB, so it's controlling our top speed, but if we hit 0, it can't. It doesn't have any speed to use. So 180 meters. Make sure we do not hit the end of this baby. We'll start applying some brakes here. Look at this terminal, guys. Look at this. Very nice. Right on the marker. Objective complete. Welcome to Munich, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the ride. It's a nice short one. Again, take a look at that information boards there. So again, here's our final stops. We can go ahead and hop out. We'll go ahead and prepare, or not prepare, but we'll put the brakes on, apply the parking brake. We'll get it ready to go on its next server. It's most likely the next engineer will turn it around and go back to where we came from. So we'll go ahead and turn off the RFB. Zero it out. And I think throttle is off. Train brake is set to 4. I believe if the parking brake is on, you can actually turn the train brake off completely. So to release, there it is. And it will turn off the headlight too. I think they already, let's leave it at dimmed. Dimmed works for me. And we'll just wait for the passengers to finish unloading, and then we'll hop off this baby. Look at this terminal. All right, so before we go, guys, let's go ahead and hop out and check out. Let's check out Munich terminal here for a bit. I guess this button. So cool, little opaque thing. I like it. We'll hop back here again. The back of here is basically the exact same as the last ICE with Train Somewhere. But this terminal is massive, man. I love terminals like these. It's just so cool. They're just so cool. I think there's usually at least 1 or 2 of these on each of the Train Sim World maps. I wouldn't say 1 or maybe not 2, but it depends on the DLC. But the bigger DLCs and the bigger cities have these. But you can see the information screens here. The time is definitely not correct, and I think that not even sure where that is, but yeah, I got some advertisements going on up here in on the billboards going on around here. There's another ICE train. We could hop on that ICE and head up. Matter of fact, what time is he leaving? He's leaving at 12:52, which is like now. Let's see if we can hop on that train and get out of here. But yeah, pretty big station. I'm not gonna walk the whole entire thing, but you can kind of get the point. There's not really much else you can go. I think you can go down to the end a little bit, but not too far. They don't allow it to get too far. But it's very nice. I like the ICE. I like the train. I like the route. I do like it better than Isle of Wight. I'm gonna be honest with you. Isle of Wight was kind of cool for the first impression, but after a while, it was very short, and I don't know. I just kind of expected a little bit more from it. But this route, I do like, and I do not regret picking this one up at all. I'm definitely gonna hop back on this train and ride as a passenger, heading back. Yeah, it looks like it is gonna be leaving here in a little bit, so I don't want to miss our train. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Matter of fact, we're gonna go up to first class today. Peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time. I'll see with this guy next video. I'm out.